Hello everyone, welcome to this month's update video. This is the update video for March 2024. So I'm releasing this update video early instead of the first Monday of April because I wanted to let you guys know that the silent column has been fully approved on Steam, and right now it's available to wishlist, and the demo is fully available to download and play right now. And the full game will be fully available to download and buy and play on April the 10th. So that's the reason that I'm recording this video early. I just wanted to let you guys know. You can wishlist it or whatever, or share it around. But yeah, obviously it was released before on itch, but getting it released on Steam is a really big deal. It's not fully released on Steam yet, but unless something really unexpected happens and I can't actually release it for some reason that's out of my control, yeah, it's getting released on April the 10th on Steam, so that's great, and I wanted to share that news. All that said, though, I guess I should talk to you a little bit about other things too, because this is an update video for the general stuff that I've been doing in the month of March. So, to those who are new here, I make visual novels, as is probably obvious, and I just finished working on the silent column, and now I'm starting my new project, which is called Ethereal Overflow. And I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about Ethereal Overflow so that you just know what's going on. So I was taking a little bit of time to soul search and figure myself out and figure out what kind of story I actually want to tell here, because it just sort of takes time. In my head, I was thinking, okay, I would finish the silent column and then maybe take a week off and then start the next project as though it's building blocks or something. But no, it takes a little bit longer and it's a little bit messier. That's just life, I guess. So that's good. I've been taking time to just figure things out. So I think I have everything figured out now. I'll just tell you a little bit about the project. So in Ethereal Overflow, the main character is moving into the outskirts of this little town that he visited when he was a kid that's out in the country. When he visited it as a kid, it was under strange and kind of mysterious circumstances, but it left him with a good impression, and he wanted to revisit it for quite a long time. And now that he's grown up, he can do that. And as he's moving there, he happens to come across, at the little train station out in the middle of the country, he comes across Erina, and also around this time, I think she'll get picked up later at the same station, but he also meets Flisala, who is Erina's friend, and the two of them are runaways from basically a genetics experimentation lab, and Erina basically is betraying her family by running away with Flisella, who was the test subject at the genetic research and experimentation lab. So Flisella herself has always only known the lab as her home. So that being said, neither of them really have anywhere to go, and they're sort of just wanting to lay low with the main character, even though they don't know the main character at all. They just ran away very, very recently. The main character is wanting to help them out, just because they explain the situation to him a little bit. It's a little bit messy and awkward, but largely he just wants to help them out because it's clear that they're in a tough situation. And besides, the last time that he was visiting this village, when he was a kid, one of the reasons that this place left him with a good impression was because him and his family were lost in the fog. It was very foggy, and they were lost in the fog all day. And then, right around when the sun was, it was getting really dark, and then the fog was, lifting, and they were like, well, great, now we don't know where we are, and it's super late. And they wandered around to where the village is, and the person who lived at the house at the time sort of helped them out and was like, hey, you can stay with me, and then later the next day you can get going or whatever. So anyway, this sort of helps the main character want to be a kind person, of course. So after the main character moves into his house, he meets another girl whose name is Alina. And Alina is actually someone that the main character met that time that he visited before, and they were both like little kids. And mainly it was just the parents talking amongst, you know, like the main character's parents and Alina's parents, and also the kindly guide who guided them to her house and let them stay, whose name was Nola. And she was older than them at the time, because, yeah, like the main character was just a kid. So, anyway, after moving in, the main character gets to reunite with Alina, and he wonders sort of what happened with Nola, but he's not really surprised not to see her because she was always older than him, so it makes sense that he might not see her. But on the other hand, he's a little bit. The last time that he visited this house and visited this village was under strange and sort of mysterious circumstances. It was kind of emotional, he remembers, for Alina, and he remembers his parents being like a little bit upset as well. And then when he found the house to buy, it's a fairly decently sized house. It's like a 3-bedroom house with 2 stories, and obviously it was the price was cut because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the country. But also it was cut even more, and that sort of gives the impression to the main character that for some reason people don't really like this house and don't want to live here. So he's sort of wondering what's going on a little bit. But yeah, that's the basic setup. As you can tell, it has some mystery elements. I'm not going into the supernatural elements now because they're spoilers, frankly. And I'm even being light about what I'm talking about here. But I just wanted to give you guys an impression of what it's going to be about. So yeah, there are actually 3 love interests, even though I mentioned there being a few characters. So there's 3 love interests. There is Felice, who I have not mentioned. She's introduced later in the story. There is Alina, and then there is Nola as well. But yeah, so I'm wanting the story to be about 200,000 words. And now I'll just tell you a little bit about the progress that I've already made. So I've been doing the planning and figuring out what kind of story it's going to be. And I feel like this is good. It's not overly ambitious. I know like what I want to happen. And it doesn't feel like, on the other hand, it doesn't feel too thin. It feels like I could fill out the 200,000 word count that I'm going for pretty well. So yeah, but other than that, I have done a little bit of artwork and also a little bit of music. I have 2 characters fully sprited, and I have 1 background done. I have 1 CG done. Actually, 2 CGs done. And I think I have like 3 songs. So it's coming along well. But obviously, this is a little bit of a transitional period where I'm kind of still trying to figure out things with getting the Silent Column released on Steam and all that. But once this transitional period is over, I'm just going to be dedicating my attention to Ethereal Overflow. And in a way, I feel a little bit silly for talking about Ethereal Overflow so much in this video because for a lot of you, this will be like your introduction to the Silent Column, which is my first project. And I do like the Silent Column quite a lot, and I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, so this update video was early, but the next update video will be released on the first Monday of May, and that will be the update video for April. So hopefully during the month of April, I mean, I plan on doing a lot more work on Ethereal Overflow, and I look forward to letting you guys know what's up. So yeah, the Silent Column, to reiterate, will be released on April the 10th on Steam. And right now the demo is already available. So that's all I really have to say. Just to let you know, though, because the Silent Column is more of a mature visual novel with mature themes and sexuality and blood and so on, you'll need to edit your Steam account settings so that you'll be able to see that type of content, because by default you can only see stuff that's like really quite clean. But yeah, thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.